Hello guys, welcome to the Monday forecast. So let's take a look at the euro and US dollar. As I said, we had this large push down right here. So we had a large impulse, and then what happened? Well, we got an aggressive retrace. So at that point I was not looking for any trades, since when I see a huge wick and an aggressive retrace, I just wait for the break of the low or the high, because it usually tends to reverse to the upside. And then after that, so we started to range a bit, and we are still stuck between the low and the high. So what I am looking for next is I am looking for how we will break into these liquidity areas. So if we do break with some nice momentum, then I will be looking for a flag. But if we break and retrace, then I will be expecting more of a range. I am also looking for if we will descend into the liquidity areas, so descend into the lower liquidity area and then reverse to the upside, get a flag. Or if we ascend, break the high and then reverse, that is also high probability for me, and I am looking for that short reversal trade. So not really happening on the euro and the US dollar. As I said, it is range bound and it is stuck between the low and the high, so waiting currently for either to break, and then I will be seeing if I can get in on some trades. Now for the euro and the Japanese yen, very similar story. So for me, we are currently stuck in this larger range, and this is currently no man's land, so not really having any momentum up or down. It is just heavily range bound, wicks to the downside, wicks to the upside. And as I said, there are clear liquidity areas below and above, which I can spot. And so the traders that are going long, they keep their stops right here. Those that are going short, they keep their stops above. They're trading the range on the lower time frames. And what we need to see if we maybe ascend into the upper liquidity area, get the reversal. That is high probability, so definitely looking for that one. Or if we descend into the lower liquidity area and then reverse, then I'm looking for that long trade. If we get a large impulse up, I will look for a flag to go long. If we push to a downside, I will look for a flag to go short. But yeah, currently just sitting on my hands, being a bit more patient, and then waiting for a trend to start to the upside, maybe something like this, or to a downside. That would be really nice. But currently, as things go, this is just heavily range bound and not showing me any potential for a trade. So being patient with this pair, and now let's see what the Aussie and US dollar has been doing. So this one has actually shown us some moves. So we did have a descending right here, and then we and then we pushed to the downside. So we had a large impulse down, and there was a flag opportunity right here, so we did form a flag. And this would be the entry candle, so this would actually be the entry, and that is what the trade would look like. But for me personally, I didn't like this one, and there are many reasons. So first one is we got a double wick and we got an aggressive retrace. And as I said, when I see that sort of price action, I'm not looking for a trade. I'm being patient and waiting for the low or the high to break. The second one is that this is a larger flag, and I know that larger flags usually don't tend to work out on the Aussie and the US dollar. So if this was a smaller flag, then that would definitely fit my plan. But these larger flags that are bigger than, let's say, half of the impulse, as you can see, this one is pretty big compared to the impulse. They don't usually tend to work out, so I stay out of these sort of setups. And then also the reason is that on Mondays we usually don't get some nice clean setups and don't get some nice trades. So on Monday I usually tend to be a bit more patient. So if I see warning signs like I saw here, so double wicks, aggressive retrace and the larger flag, I'm definitely not trading this, and I'm definitely staying out of this sort of price action. But if someone was in, then they would now be in some profit, and they would be able to reduce risk because we broke the low. What I am currently waiting for is I am waiting for the price to get another push and then a reversal to downside. Or if we start to descend right here, I will look for a reversal to the upside and then get a trade to go long. Or if we start to ascend, I will look for a reversal down and the trade to go short. If we do get this sort of V, then I will wait for that range and wait for another push up, look for a long trade. So this is also a common pattern that usually plays out. And if we do get the really large impulse up, I will also look for that flag. Let me also move the lines since we did break the low. So yeah, as I said, this pair is the only one I have to say that is showing us some moves. The other ones are heavily range bound. We did get an opportunity to enter on a flag, but for me personally it didn't fit my plan. And yeah, let's now move on to the last one. So the Aussie and the Japanese yen. And this one is heavily range bound. What we got in the prior price action, so we got an ascending structure right here. And then we reversed to a downside. So we got a large impulse down, but then created a huge wick. So when I see a large impulse and a huge wick, I want to see more of a range. So I want to see something like this. And then I would consider taking maybe a flag. But what we actually got, we got a V. We got a V reversal, and when we get the V reversal, we usually then get a larger range, which we are now getting. So we are stuck between the low and the high. We have these liquidity areas below and above, and I am waiting to see what happens. So if we descend into the liquidity areas, something like this, then I'm looking for that reversal up and the long trade. If we ascend, I'm looking for a reversal down and a short trade. I am also seeing if we will get a large push down, look for a flag. Or a large push up, also look for a flag. And I will be careful if we just break and retrace. This will usually signal to me that we will continue to be range bound. So that is it for all of the pairs. For this one, I'm waiting for the break of the low or the high, as I said. And the only one showing some potential is the Aussie and the US dollar. The rest of the pairs are not looking good. But let's see what will happen tomorrow. Today is, I think, bank holiday. So let's see if we will get some moves in the rest of the week. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's forecast.